Hello you guys, this is Latios and Latios, and for this video, I'm going to be reading you the story of the war in Kindred and Elves. So, I only played it because I wanted to see if we actually get diamonds every day, but we don't. I promise you though, unfortunately, I try to... Never mind. Yeah, unfortunately, Dad called, phone got interrupted, so I lost 6 minutes of footage. Yay. So I'm going to have to read all of this again. It's only just these two here. Well, parts, yeah. Alright, so cancel. The moonlight burnt the lilies into ashes, offering a glimpse into the forgotten past. In the palace of darkness and gloom, the king wakes from a long slumber. So, I thought this was, what's his name, La Cruz, but it's not, but it's Cesar, his name. And he's almost losing power. Year 680, New Era Kindred Palace, Shadow City. In a dark palace, dimly lit by candles, Cesar sits on the throne at the end of the stairs. How'd it go, Derek? Your Majesty, those who left the Shadow City without permission have been brought back and are now being detained. But I heard many more were still on the loose. When the seal of the Shadow City was lifted, everyone was eager to leave, especially the followers of Helsen. Keep a closer watch on the city gate. Don't let this happen again under my watch. Yes, sir. Your Majesty, forgive me for saying this, but since the curse of blood, our people have suffered greatly from their increased thirst for blood. Some of them even went utterly mad. If this goes unchecked, the Kindreds will never regain the glory it had 1,000 years ago. Even in the Shadow City, countless eyes are watching us from the dark. Now, the Shadow City is reopened, and you have the method to break the curse of blood. This is a once-in-a-1,000-year chance. I get your point. You can go now, please. Sure. Cesar ponders over Derek's words with a frown. As he looks at the quiet palace, his thoughts drift back to 10 years ago. Year 670, New Era, Shadow City. After waking up from his long slumber, Cesar returned to his city of darkness. The blackened trees remain the way they were 1,000 years ago. The river has a ripple like it's solid. It is a city of death. Depressing. As Cesar makes his way to the Kindred Palace, pair of red eyes emerge in the darkness. They dare not approach, but only whisper in the distance. Who is that? Who seems to be even more powerful than Lord Helsen? Don't be silly. No one is stronger than Lord Helsen in Shadow City. Unless he's the legendary Lord of Kindred, Cesar. Uh-oh, we're screwed. But didn't he sunk at the bottom of Lake Valley ages ago? Huh? His body is probably rotted away by now. He's here. The sound of laughter and whispers suddenly stops. Silence returns to the gloomy forest, except for two panic-stricken Kindreds who are running wild in the depths of the forest. Okay. Awesome. So, a hellish arena. A blooming roar breaks the silence and muddies up the clear lake waters. The king ascends the stair of corpses and blood to his throne. I'm loving this story already. Year 670, so we have to do a battle here. New Era, Kindred Palace, Shadow City. A panicked soldier dashes into the palace. Your Majesty, Helsen has entered a territory with her soldiers. They'll reach the palace gate soon. Saves me the trouble of finding her. Assemble the soldiers, put on armor, and get ready for a fight. Yes, sir. So let's do this again. Hold on. Oh, no. Now I have to take the sword so I could take a pic of him. Okie doke. Helsen, the purest evil born out of water and killing, feels at home on his corpse-littered battleground. Damn, bro. She tramples on the dead bodies of the ground, letting the splattering blood stain her pure white half-wings. Interesting prey. I haven't felt so charged for a long time. The curse of blood sends the battlefield into a frenzy. Physical pain consumed the soldiers' minds, leaving them only a thirst for blood, turning them into killing machines. Kill them all! Cesar plunges his blood-covered sword into the chests of his own people. That sword isn't a dark verdict, but it doesn't matter anymore. To Cesar, a sword is only as good as the person who wields it. Blood, war, and crime. Cesar feels as if he's returned to the battlefield from 1,000 years ago. Then the ruins remind him that he's not in Pigeon Forest, but where Kindred was banished. Wait. Oh, now he thrust his sword with greater ferocity, the searing pain burning in his bones, and blood saps his sanity. More people fall, and the originally blackened earth gets even more muddy with blood. Only a blood-red figure remains still. My loyalty is forever yours, my king. Be my sharpest sword. Since then, under Cesar's leadership, Shadow City has partially regained the glory it had 1,000 years ago. But Cesar knows it is no match for Pigeon Forest. Cesar brings his mind back to the present and gazes upon his nearly transparent fingertips, a sign of complete loss of his power. The 1,000-year-long slumber at the bottom of Lake Bovali has exhausted his vigor. The wound in his chest from 1,000 years ago remains open. Man, that's terrible. Cesar recalls Derek's worried look. He understands every word Derek said. The suppression of the blood curse to Kindred's power must be undone, and he has to make the elves pay back their debts to Kindred. Everything must be settled before he returns to dust, and he has no time to hesitate. Guard, what are your orders, your majesty? Follow me. All right. Now this is all unknown territory. Yay. Pure evil. As one end of the scale tilted, the delicate balance has instantly gone. Light is gone, and what's left is infinite void. And yeah, you don't get diamonds out of this. So we literally don't get diamonds from this hell of a back. Why? And it's expensive too. What the fuck? Hold on, I need to... Okay. All right, let's do this. So pure evil. In the dark cavernous grotto, there is a sound of iron chains clinking and faint moaning. The strong smell of blood in the air almost makes the guards around Cesar faint. Cesar frowns slightly. He never likes visiting Helston's abode, a place filled with death. I wouldn't either. A skinny small Kindred greets them at the entrance. Lord Cesar, what brings you here, your majesty? Take me to Helston, please. But what? Are you going to disobey your king? No, never. Please come with me. Inside a cage in the depths of the grotto, with both hands chained to the wall. Ooh. Helston's eyes are bloodshot, her lips pierced by her fangs, and her chin and neck covered with patches of blood. What have you done to Lord Helston? What's going on? Your majesty, it's the order of Lord Helston herself. What? Without saying a word, Cesar signals the soldier with his eyes to go on. Ever since Shadow City's seal was lifted, the curse of blood inside our master has been growing stronger day by day. Uh-oh. Nonsense. What does Shadow City seal have to do with the curse of blood? Oh. After the seal was removed, one of our prisoners, Evelyn, disappeared. Since then, our master has grown more and more violent, and the curse inside her body is intensified. Uh-oh. Cesar has heard a little about what happened between Helston and the elf she imprisoned, but he's not interested in those bygone events. He only wants Helston's power. Open the gate. Yes. Cesar walks up to Helston. A white beam of light emits from his fingertip and immediately disappears into her forehead. Helston's unfocused eyes gain some clarity. She stares in the daze at the corner, where a withered lily lies. Is that you? Helston. As if startled from a dream, Helston's daze gives way to her usual arrogant look. Your Majesty, sorry to let you see me like this. I'll get straight to it. I want you to come with me to Pigeon Forest to retrieve something, please. As you wish, but I wonder what is so important that you would use your elven power to seek my help. Tree of Life. Did he say Tree of Life? Uh-oh. Tree of Life. Cesar utters those words in a cold tone. A cruel smile lifts the corner of Helston's mouth. Allow me to change into a glorious war robe that fits this exciting feast. Yeah, you really don't have to do a lot of dressing. I wish we got a portrait of Helston. No, they would have to make a portrait of him. Awesome. Okay, we're doing good. All right. pure evil. Let's do this. Eclipse night. The thick, dark fog spreads without restraint under the cover of night, dyeing the moon, full moon in ominous tint. A sharp arrow of light pierces through the skies, bringing it with the smell of blood. Eclipse night. The night falls. In the serene pigeon forest, a few columns of black fog rise from Lake Valley and drift into the trees. Kindred, follow me this way. Yes. In the boundless azure sky, a touch of shadow silently crawls up the corner of a silver full moon. An elven archers patrolling by Lake Valley. Suddenly, a gust of wind rises, carrying the smell of blood and carnage. I am liking this story. Holy cow. Who's there? The only response he gets is the thickening black fog. Uh-oh. The elven soldier swiftly draws his bow. Before he's stricken down, a burning arrow flies across the sky and breaks the serenity of the night. Meanwhile, the moon, as if bitten by a gluttonous wolf, is broken. There is the sound of hurried footsteps. A team of elven guards quickly arrive at Lake Valley. Filthy kindred, how dare you ruin the sacred pigeon forest? Drop your holier-than-thou attitude. Wait. Kindred and elves share the same origin. 1,000 years ago, we also lived in your so-called sacred pigeon forest. Nonsense. Kiddo, let me give you a lesson. Our ancestors were a group of elves dedicated to the purification of the world. But excessive exposure to evil corrupted their souls and turned them into kindreds. The world purifiers yesterday have now become outcasts, spurned by all. How ironic. That's a good story, but I will not believe a word of it. None of it. Story. Of course you deny it. How you elves don't even have the guts to talk about it. On the other side, at the Tree of Life. This is the only time you can see this background not moving, I guess. Skillfully wielding her whip, Helsen fights the elven guards and keeps them from nearing Caesar. Standing under the Tree of Life, Caesar seems more stretched than Helsen. The ice crystals on the trunk of the tree gives off a soft glow. The black fog withering around Caesar's hand keeps drifting towards the crystal, only to be purified by their glow. Whoa. The black fog grows and grows until the crystal's glow begins to dim. Ooh, suddenly a sacred beam of light pierces through the fog. I told you not to come back to Pigeon Forest. I told you not to come back to Pigeon Forest. Damn you. The darkness continues to devour the bright moon, and what's left now is a crescent. Kindred and elves, an invisible aurora overcasts everything. The conflict that lasted 1,000 years. 1,000 years was ignited again. The wound may have recovered, but the scar will never disappear. The fight. The arrows of light. Oh, man. The arrows of light pierced through the bleak night. The wind yet are knocked down from the course of long swords with dark auroras. Damn it, I didn't get it. I could get it off camera. Our people and yours both suffered hugely from a war of 1,000 years ago. Why go through this once more, man? God damn you. You elves must pay for the crime you committed, Chloris. Must this hatred and animosity never end? Oh, never. Even 1,000 years later, man. It's the destiny of you and I, is it not? What exactly do you want, man? What do I want? Life. Hold on. Okay. Caesar surveys the lush forest with vibrant green leaves and paths lined with blooming, colorful flowers. Something he's always yearned for, yet also something he longs to destroy. I want my people to have the right to bask in sunlight instead of always hiding in the shadows. Okay, legit reason. I want to free them from the curse of blood. They're innocent and don't deserve this. You find it funny, huh? You elves know nothing of this pain our people are doomed to suffer from birth. I got it. What do you want? What is it? Give it up. Simple. I want to take the crystal and break the curse of blood. Okay, that's a good request, I guess. Insolent fool, the tree of life protects not only the elves, but all living beings in the pigeon forest. If you take the crystal, all of them will perish, and he doesn't give a shit, obviously. It's unfair, you say? Yeah, you see, perhaps it's your guys' turn to get a taste of darkness and death in Shadow City, then. We didn't choose to be depraved like your people. Uh-oh. We chose to be depraved? You know nothing at all. Cesar begins laughing with abandon, but soon falls deathly silent. Face sullen, he takes a few steps toward Chloris. 1,000 years ago, the noble elven queen arrived at Premier Forest, not to visit her son, but to convince my father, the lord of Kindred, that our people could not remain in the pigeon forest, and they got banished, huh? Do you mean Mother was the one who... That's right. Father dedicated his life to the opening of Shadow City solely to eliminate all threats to the elves of this land. Aw, damn. Chloris turns even paler, but Cesar doesn't plan to stop there. Not before dealing with the final devastating blow on the man before him. And you, esteemed king of the elves, Chloris, my twin of destiny, you're as much as a kindred as I am. Uh-oh. The elven guards all freeze in place. Helson's whip may have torn apart their skin, but the pain their bleeding flesh brought them is way less of a shock than this. They're like, what the fuck is going on? The truth, once deliberately ignored, now lies in the open, overwhelmed. Head spinning, Chloris squeezes his eyes shut. Pigeon Forest is now totally shrouded in darkness. High in the pitch-black sky hangs a blood moon, gazing upon the lands in impassive silence. Oh man, this is getting crazy. Yeah? Damn. Purification. Dust can never stop the gem from shining. It's the most brilliant light in the world, with a firm resolution to erase the darkness. Dude, that was freaking crazy. Oh my god, I would love to draw that. Like, wow. That was good art. This is actually a really good story. Purification. When Chloris opens his eyes once more, there is no life in them. Oh, much like the emotionless skies. But what about the other living beings in Pigeon Forest? Are you going to destroy them all too? Probably. I see you haven't changed one bit, even after 1,000,000 years. You should be worried about yourself, yet you're still thinking about others. Yeah. No, this is my burden. I shall carry it myself. I won't let you destroy the tree of life. Oh, yeah. Chloris's footsteps are steady as he strides towards the tree of life and takes down his crown. Holy crap, bro. A beam of blinding light shoots out of the gem embedded into the crown. Instantly, as if in reply to Chloris's vow, the crystal in the tree of life begins to go brightly as well. Holy crap. Cesar tries to stop Chloris, but the light-like chains without form keep him rooted in place. Chloris takes step after step towards the tree of life until his form merges into one with the tree amidst the bright glow. Whoa. Okay. Oh, whoa. The white light continues to shine brighter and brighter, extending its tendrils all the way from the tree to the shores of Lake Bovali until it envelops the entire forest. What's this light? Why can't I move? Oh. It's the Elven King's light of purification. Mother, are my powers fading away? Oh, yeah. The Kindred soldiers, rendered immobile, watch as the Elven guards collapse one by one. Whoa. While their bodies, too, are crushed by an invisible weight. An unbearable pain. Ouch. The forest, filled with loud noises of clanging weapons just minutes ago, quiets down instantly. No sound can be heard. Even the waters, winds, and birds have fallen silent. After an intermediate period of time, the all-encompassing light fades out up on the sky. The full moon continues to shine. Pigeon Forest is back to its original peaceful state. Whew. Cesar is finally freed from its invisible bonds. The painful backlash from the curse of blood that constantly torments the Kindred too is no longer in effect. Really? Meanwhile, Chloris is seated on his throne of branches and leaves of the tree of life. His eyes are closed and he seems to be unconscious. Cesar notices that Chloris's hands, still tightly grasping his longbow, are nearly transparent, as if a gust of wind could scatter the man's form like ashes into the dark night. At this moment, it's as if the 1,000-year-long animosity between the two have been wiped away by the bright light. Chloris. Oh. Cesar reaches up to touch Chloris's face. Yes. The latter's eyes were closed, but Cesar remembers how untamed yet resolute his gaze once was, like the waters of Lake Bovali. So, this is your choice, huh? Okay. Taking solace in the warmth of his palm, Cesar can't help wishing that he weren't the Lord of Kindred, and Chloris weren't the Elven King. Oh, they could sit and chat side by side. Oh, at the Lake Bovali shores, go hunting in the woods, and just do normal things like normal brothers. Oh, wow, interesting. But everything is but an illusion. Your Highness, aren't we supposed to take the crystal now that we have the chance to? Leave and bring the others with you. Huh? But I thought the battles just started. Don't make me repeat myself. Leave and bring the others with you. No. Cesar approaches Chloris and leans down, biting on Chloris's and his own wrists until the blood gushes out. He then presses his own wound onto Chloris's. The identical marks on the two wrists began to glow faintly together. Cesar's blood is now flowing into Chloris's body, and along with the wisps of warmly glowing aurora. It's the elven powers that had once been taken from Cesar by Lacris. Oh. So Lacris is someone... Okay, so Lacris... I thought that was... Okay, I gotta reread the stories again. And have later returned to the rightful owner. Oh, wow. Interesting. As the final wisp of elven powers, along with the gushing blood, is absorbed by Chloris's body, the elven marks on both wrists are dyed red, like two budding roses. It's not over yet between you and I. Cesar gazes deeply into Chloris's eyes one last time before turning around and disappearing into the waters of Lake Bovali under the full moon. Shadow City is still shrouded in a dark fog, but it somehow seems a bit brighter tonight, perhaps because of the full moon. Damn. Dream of reflection. With the eyes of his kin, he lived in slumbering time for 1,000 years. The memories of the past are still so vivid, but also so strange and painful. Holy crap. Oh. Dream of reflection. Chloris is dreaming. In the dream, his younger self is sitting on the meadow by the shores of Lake Bovali playing the harp. It used to be his favorite hobby. The younger Chloris could play on the harp all day, all night even. Oh, that sounds fun. But something doesn't seem right with this Chloris. It's as if he's concealed behind a thin veil. Even the clear, sweet notes from the harp seem fainter. Oh, dude, I like this background. Chloris himself finally realizes that he's seeing himself from someone else's point of view. How strange. Oh, I got it. Oh, God. Wait, what? See himself from someone else's point of view? Oh, his point of view, right? The elven youth in front of him looks so pure, so full of light. Yet Chloris himself seems to be enveloped by a gloomy chill. He reaches out, trying to touch his younger self, yet a gust sweeps past the lake, sending ripples down the surface. When it all calms down, Chloris looks down to see a lifeless, dazzling butterfly lying on his palm. Despair, rage, and envy, a mess of conflicting emotions threaten to rip his heart apart. Emotions so unfamiliar, yet so real. So what just happened? A tear slides down his cheek. He hears himself screaming, a garbled voice that doesn't sound like him at all. Help! Mom! Oh, Mom. What happened? Are elves so important to you? What? But I am also your son. Huh? What? Cloris no longer has control over his own body. His fist tightens, and the dazzled butterflies crush it to merely powdery dust, slipping away through his fingers. The powdery dust is light, so light, easily carried away by the wind, yet they slammed onto his heart with the devastating force of 1,000 rocks. Suddenly, Cloris senses a heavy stench of blood in the air. The previous tranquil scene has changed. He knows he's still near Lake Bovali, but the woods reeking of death and the corpses lying around tell him that this is 1,000 years ago, when the War of the Kindred and Elves happened. And right in front of him is a familiar figure, the former Elven King, his mother's elder brother. It's clear who's won, isn't it? So you're surrendering? Cloris finally realizes that he's seeing and speaking from Caesar's perspective through the eyes of the one who shares his blood. Cloris is what? They're brothers? Is that what they say? Oh. Cloris is seeing the past memories of the Caesar 1,000 years ago. You're all bark and no bite. Ruff. The Elven King aims his sword at Caesar's heart. Caesar dodges and raises his sword, yet his counter-attack is blocked by his opponent. The fight goes on for a few rounds. Both sides are wounded, and the results are yet to be decided. Whoa. By the way, your mother left a message for you before she died. Oh, crap. What? The sudden information distracts Caesar for a split second, and a second is all his opponent needs. Oh, you fucking asshole. Caesar's long sword is sent flying. The Elven King picks up the dark verdict calmly. Too bad you'll never get to hear it. The sharp sword pierces through Caesar's chest. Cloris, too, feels the burst of mind-numbing pain. What? A sudden chill overtakes his body, which topples backwards, completely out of his control. The next thing he knows, he's landed in the frigid waters of Lake Bovali. Oh, that's where they think he died, huh? The water devours him. He sinks and sinks, slowly, until he feels his back hit a rock at the bottom of the lake. Oh no, the sword is still stuck in his chest. Blood continues seeping out, dyeing the water red as it drips towards the surface, towards the light that's just out of reach. Darkness. Is darkness my destiny? Wow. So you really yearn for the light, huh? Oh my God, what? Significance of war. Familiar words awakening long-forgotten memory. Perhaps behind those fleeting moments, a tiny flame may have been ignited momentarily. Whose game explained? I don't know. Significance of war, number 8. Year 680, New Era, Pigeon Forest. Did I get it? Yes. Surrounded by armored soldiers. Arrives in Pigeon Forest. However, what greets her is not the battlefield she had imagined, but an eerie, deathly silence. Under the pale moonlight, Cloris sits back against the tree of life. He seems to be unconscious, but still breathing, judging from the weak rise and fall of his chest. Sharp blades and arrows are scattered all over the green grass. Countless elves are lying around. It's impossible to tell if they're still alive at first glance. Elle hurries to Cloris' side and whispers his name. Cloris. Oh my God. Cloris' lashes tremble. After a few moments, he opens his eyes groggily. Your Highness, you have come. I brought my army as soon as I received the news, but I see that I'm too late. Oh crap. Ooh, Cloris turns, gaze sweeping over his men scattered on the ground, eyes melancholy. It's all over now. What? What happened to the Kindred? They've got what they wanted and saw no point in remaining here. You mean the crystal? Yeah. Elle whips her head to face the enormous tree of life. The crystal embedded in the trunk continues to shine, if a tiny bit dimmer than normal. What did they want? It wasn't the crystal. They simply wished to lift the curse of blood. Yes, right? Lift the curse of blood. But doesn't that mean they can now wreak havoc however they like? Don't worry, Your Highness. I used the crystal to cleanse the kindred of the bloodthirsty tendencies that were born with. They will no longer feel the pain from the curse. But if they use violence in any way, they will still be punished by the curse of blood, just like any other person. Damn. But wouldn't using magic this powerful affect you in Pigeon Forest? He knows this. Cloris looks down at his wrist. The bite wound has healed, and a scar is already forming. A faint crimson glow is emitted from his elven mark. It was the best choice after all. No, destroying them is all the best choice. As long as the kindred continue to exist, Pigeon Kingdom can never rest easy. Besides, you have sacrificed way too much for this short-lived peace already. A thousand years ago, the elves and the kindred had a war that lasted years. After that, I would often ponder the question, why exactly do people go to war? Because we want to go to war. Huh. For profit, of course. Yeah, definitely. That was what I thought of first. But what happened today changed my mind. Oh? The kindred and the elves both have our own reasons for fighting. What Cesar wants is not much different from what I want. For our people to be safe. Yeah, there is always a winning side in war, but it's winning really important as it means countless bloody sacrifices. It's not worth it, huh? The massacre 1,000 years ago, I don't want it to happen again. Yeah, me neither. Whoa, Elves falls silent, as if she's hearing another familiar voice speaking through Cloris. In the royal city of Pigeon Kingdom, the princesses are enjoying some rare leisure time in the study. Ace is staring at the chessboard, frowning. Oh, I got it. What if I make this move next? Yes. You lose that way, Commander. Oh, you won again, but it's fine. I'll defeat you next time. Is winning that important? Of course. Why else would we play chess? Did I do it? Yes. To me, what makes chess fun is discovering endless possibilities through every move we make. Possibilities, but it feels to me that you could predict every move I'm going to make. Yeah, it's because you're so easy to read, silly. Fine. Anyway, since playing chess with you makes me happy, I guess winning really isn't that important. Fleeting snippets of conversations and scenes appear briefly in Elle's head, but soon vanish without a trace. So, is winning really that important? There's still a long while before the new day dawns. As for those trivial matters, they can probably be left till later. That was a lot of fun reading that in the background. I can't believe this is an actual background. Guys, I think this story was that good. But man, Royce's and Neva's story, holy crap. Yes, man, I really need to go back and read, especially this. Was it this one? Right? Yeah, right here. Gosh. Reveries on the shores of Lake Power. It tells the story of a dream, also heals the wounds and brings hope. The lake records this eternal night, the last moment of the blood and the elf, with Nebula in the closed eyes, one with the eyes never reaching the deepest desire. Wow. Crack. And then I think there's some here too. Yeah, this definitely. I'm sorry, his name is what? Oh. Yes, finally, stuff that actually makes sense. Yeah, this definitely needs a read again. Oh, for sure. Oh, dude, I love this story a lot. Wow. I can't wait for them to continue it some more. It seems like it took them a while to do so, but that's interesting because it's like the War of Kindred and Elves, but this element has nothing to do with it, or actually it does. Oh. Oh, now that I'm okay. But the suits look nothing. That's what I meant by 1,000 years ago, the War of the Kindred and Elves was in heat, and the withered steel records all the fight, death, and excuse me, and salvation. Today, everything will return. Recall the memory shards in the steel and win exquisite. It's like these suits didn't seem like it had nothing to do. Like, okay, maybe Chloris, maybe that, and maybe Scizor this, and like, how does this other suit fit into it? Interesting. Wait, so do these suits have something to do with this too? They do. Josie. Really? Huh. Yes. Interesting. So before I end the video, I kept checking this. I wasn't planning on actually recording this, but I got worried because... And this, I hope to God this was just an error and it never happens again. And it might explain why, for some odd reason, my recording of the relevant recharge got screwed up, because apparently I recorded this, and apparently only 13 minutes of it got recorded. How did that happen? I don't know. I hope this is not something new that starts up, because that's not good. I don't like that. So I hope that this video doesn't do that. Maybe it just needed phone reset. I'm like, great, I lost first reactions to this. I'll read it again, but it's not going to be the same. You know, I can't read it right now because, hello, I got to wait for this to reset, man. So before I end the video, I can't believe that they actually made this into a fucking background. Like an actual real background. Like, if anything, this has to be the best free background. Like, whoa. Oh my god, that is beautiful. I wish we had the guys in here too. Man, they really need to make hella band suits out of that. Oh yeah, and Chloris has his own Dreamweaver too. I wonder if he has any more items. I can't believe we have this kind of background. This is beautiful. I'm still waiting for this background, which I do believe it's with Time Palace. But when the hell are they gonna bring it? This here, minus the moon though. I think it was... No. Oh, no. I think it's this background, right? Ooh, I'm excited. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video. This story was freaking awesome. I definitely have to go back and read so I can get some more not some more, but you know, remember everything, not catch up on the story, but just a refresher, a reminder. Dude, I'm liking this background. So it took Time Palace came when 2018. So it took them 2018. I don't know when volume 2 chapter 3 came out for the Chinese server, but it took them a while to delve into this story again, huh? I'm liking every single part of it. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video. This was an amazing read. Man, you'd think all this from a costume game, a dress-up game, like, holy crap, the story was amazing. The background too, and then... So yes, so make sure you read Chloris' Dreamweaver because it talks about that too, I think. Also, Time Palace has this, which I believe anybody can access it because it's not an actual suit. You can turn that over. And then the chapter that I got through here, it definitely ties into it. Absolutely. Chloris' Dreamweaver. Yep. So yes, I hope that you enjoyed this video. And yeah, unfortunately I can't read the other thing. That's gonna have to wait. I can't wait to post this video. This was an amazing, I'm sorry, I can't stop talking about it. It was an amazing story. So yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye, my friends.